Hello, welcome. So in this video I am going to read the CSV file from local system using the file adapter and show the response of that integration as a data inside that CSV file. It means that I will read the CSV file data in integration and return back the response as for same data. So what we need to do is that for reading the file from local system we require file adapter. So let me first create the file adapter. So in previous video I have shown you how you can read the data from FTP server or SFTP server using the FTP adapter. For reading or for taking the data or inserting the data from local system we require file adapter. And let me first create the connection for file adapter. So in connection I will create one connection for file adapter. So file, and remember file adapter required agent. Because of that we are going to read data from third party system, right, for on-premise system. So that's why we required agent. So this is integration where our integration is going to read the file from local system. So we require to install agent in local system. So in previous video I have also shown how you can create the agent, install the agent. So right now I have already installed the agent and my agent is working fine and it's running right now. So whenever you will run the integration, that the first requirement is that agent should be active in that system, in which system you are going to read the file or you are going to write the file, right? So my agent is working fine, so I will use this agent in connection. So let me give the name of that connection. So Fox file adapter connection 02, because I have created one for testing purpose. And I will select as role as a trigger and invoke so that I can use this connection anywhere, right, in my integration, in starting or anywhere. You can see that in FTP adapter we need to insert the local host details, everything, but here in file adapter we required only to set the agent, configure the agent. So here click on that configure agent and you can see that this FoxDB agent 02 is active in my system, so that's why it's showing here, right? So let me use this agent group. Now click on this test. So if agent is working fine, your test will be done, right? So after test you can see that this is completed at 100%. Now save this connection. I will use this connection in my integration. So friend, I am going to create an integration which will receive a request and return back the response. For this functionalities I will use app driven orchestration integration, and in app driven orchestration for initiating the integration we require a REST adapter connection, right? So let me create one REST connection. Using this REST I will get data as a response and I will return back the data as a get the data as a request and I will return back the data as a response. So let me create the first REST connection. So first REST adapter, and I will create the role as trigger because I am going to use this connection is in an initiating of the integration or in a start of the integration. That's why I selected trigger. If you will select the invoke or trigger and invoke, it will ask the credentials of the system by which you are going to connect. So right now I don't want to connect with any cloud system, and also I will select the trigger, right? So adapter trigger connection. Okay, so now this is okay. Connection 02 because I have created already as 01 so that it can be easy to identify 02. And remember we have created Fox REST adapter trigger connection 02. Okay, so let me copy this name. Okay, create. So once you will create, it will not ask any authentication and all, because we are going to use this connection as a trigger point, right, as initiator of the integration. That's why. So just click test, first test. So here you can see that after test it's completed 100%. Now save. It's save, go back, and now it's turn to create the integration. So just click on this integration, and now here I have to create the integration. So click on that create. I will create the integration as app driven. So here selected, because if you will select the schedule orchestration, no required for REST adapter to REST connection to initiate the integration, because in schedule it's default initiated by the schedule option, right, schedule endpoint. But here in app driven we required any endpoint to initiate the integration, so we required REST. Select here, give the name. So Fox read data from local system using file adapter. Okay, 02. Okay, let it adapter. Okay, now click on create. So it will create the integration, and in initiate we don't have anything, because when we are creating the integration as a schedule, by default it's coming the endpoint as a schedule and end endpoint. But right now in app driven orchestration we don't have any endpoint. So first let me drag the REST endpoint. So I have created right now 02, so I will use this to, and in that REST it will ask that request and response body. So start REST, let me give the name. Now next. So here if you will see it asks the resource URL, so let me give just only that get file. Okay, so right now I am going to read get the response from user and send the response. So I will select post, and here if you will not select this two, this checkbox is that for taking the request for this endpoint, and this is for giving the response. So if you will not select both, it will not give you the option for response, request and response. So just let me show you. So if you will click the next, directly it will jump to summary, but we require this request and response, right? So go back and here select request, configure a request payload and configure the endpoint to receive the response, right? So go next, it will comes to the request part here, right? So let me select the response request. So I have created the payload for request. You can see the request payload. So this request will have two parameters, that is file name and file path. So I will use this payload. So this payload structure is in JSON. So I will select over here JSON. So JSON, and once you will select the JSON, you can upload the file of that payload, request payload, or simply you can enter the inline. So I will go for inline. So here just click on OK. So save. If your structure will be wrong, it will not allow to OK. So suppose I have given anything. So if you will click OK, it will generate the error. So just click here, remove the OK. Okay. So right now you can see that it's coming here by default JSON. So go to next. And now a response. I also want to return the response in JSON format, right? So we'll read the data from CSV file and return back the response as JSON in the array format, right? Username and email. That's why we use here a square bracket, because that data in that CSV file, we don't know that there will be one record or more than one. That's why we created array right here. So here if you see that we don't have in request, we don't have this option, right? Because we don't have array, we have only these two element. But in response we have array of these two element. That's why we created these two inside that array, right? Array structure. So I will copy this payload. So JSON here inline and paste. Okay, so here by default it's coming JSON because I have selected that. So now it's done. So now our endpoint is established for initiating this integration as and giving the response. So this will be mapping will be the response of this integration, and here using this start REST we can get the request, right? So now we have whatever implementation we will do in integration, we will do between these two, right? This request and between the response of this using mapping, right? So first what we required to read the data from this particular path, right? For reading the data from local path we required the file adapter, right? So I have already created the file adapter connection, so I will use that file adapter. So here in file we have created, right, with 02. So I will drag here and give the name read file adapter. Okay, next it will ask the operation. So we need to read the file, right? We need to take the file from local system. That's why we will select here read file. Okay, we have already also different operation like write. If we create the file in OIC and want to save the file in that local system, we will use write file operation, and there are many more. So let it be here. This is the input file directory and file name. So we don't want to put it here because I will use the mapping, right? So that whatever directory or file name user will provide, I will read the data from there. Okay, so go to next. And the structure of this file, so I don't want to make any structure because by default whatever structure will be available there we will use same. So go to next. No, done. So here you can see that we have added the endpoint for file adapters, and this is the mapping of that endpoint. So here this endpoint will help us to read the file from this directory, local directory. So for reading the file we require two parameters, file name and the file path. So here we will map the file name and file path for this endpoint, right? So from where we will get the file name and file path, we will get from the start REST request, right? So just here edit. So we have a start REST request. So expand this request wrapper. Here we have request, and we have these two values. What is this? You can see that this is the request and these two attribute, file name and file path. Okay, so here we have two values, file read, file request. So file name and directory. So we will map this file name, file the path to directory. Just validate. So now if you will see, it's validated. Now close. Here we have mapped, right? We have mapped the value attributes to this endpoint. So now it will run, when integration will run, it will take the file from the local server and make a reference of that file. So now we need to convert that reference and create an actual file, right? So we use a stage operation for that. So here we have a stage file operation. Select here. So as I am going to read the read the file. Now give the name read stage. Okay, click on next. So here it will ask that from where you want to read the file. So if the first, let me show you the option. So that is the read entire file. Yeah, of course we want to read entire completely file coming from the FTP server, file server, right? File adapter, using a file adapter. So select read entire file, and it asks the file name and file directory to read. So here another option is just configure file reference. So yes, we can read the file using the file reference also. So as you know that file adapter read the file and make that a reference of that file. So I will use the same. So click there, yes, and here you can see the option is changed to specify the file reference. So let me select here, and file reference will be the read file adapter, and here inside this we have ICS file, and inside the ICS file we have file reference. So here whenever you will get this kind of issue, so here you can see that we are not able to expand this, right? So you need to just exit the builder, again open, right? So just click again. So here file reference and ICS file, load more, and here we have file reference. So just save, okay, and exit the builder. So here we have reference, we have added the reference. Now go next, and it will ask the structure of the file. So if you will see, because we are going to, that integration is going to read the file in CSV, so we require the file structure as CSV, right? So here I have already created the file structure file .csv file. So if you will see, so we have in file, we know that we have only two columns, that username and email. That's why I created a structure with these two column only, right? So here in integration, what I will do, I will select the CSV, CSV sample, go next and choose the file. So file sample. So here we have CSV file structure. So here it asks that record name and record set name. So let me save the record set, and now you can see that these two are the column, right? So go for next, and yeah, you can see that if you will click on the schema, you will see the only two columns will be there, that username and email. Okay, so just cancel and done. So here we are successfully able to read the file from the file adapter response, right? So now in this read stage file, we have all the data available in this user file 1 CSV, right? So we have to map all these records available in this file in response, right? So already we have said given the response payload. So where is the response? Response is available in that map to start end, right? REST. So just click it here, edit, and make a mapping for that. So we will make a mapping for the read stage response, right? So here we have read stage. Inside the read stage we have created a record and record set. So here you can see that this is the record set. Inside the record set we have the record array, right? So as you know that we have also the response array, right? So that we have element of array, these two username and email. So we will map with same. So we will map this record with the response record, response. So go response, and this username with the stage file username and the email with the email. So if we have done the mapping, just click on the validate and close.